Can Lance Armstrong win for him his second ever stage of a Tour de France? He came in such a big way in his first full season as a pro when he won a stage up in the north of France. Now we are down in the far hot south. He must be feeling confident. The last time the race finished here, it was the little Frenchman Charlie Mottet who won. He's now part of the Tour de France organisation. Now, watch the flicks here. It's a difficult approach. They go right, then they swing left. And Lance Armstrong really should be claiming second place here to line up for the finish. He wants it. Now, has he got it? Yes, indeed he has. He's got back into second now. He's forced Uchikov to take the lead. Now, Armstrong must sit there as long as he can. It's a very difficult sprint now, a long, straight sprint. And surely Armstrong feels he can win this now. Uchikov does as well, I think. He's turned off. He's now waiting for Armstrong to make his move. And Uchikov has ridden the Tour de France twice before. He's finished both times. He's never won a stage. Armstrong has never finished the Tour de France, but he has won a stage. And he's concentrating. He's waiting till the last possible minute here to take on Sergei Uchikov. Now he's going. Armstrong is now coming, but Uchikov has a kick. And look at this. Sergei Uchikov has got... And I don't think Armstrong can get round him. He's making absolutely no impression. Lance Armstrong is going to be beaten, and Uchikov for the Ukraine gets the victory on this stage of the Tour de France, and that is absolutely amazing.
Were you surprised how quick Uchikov was when it came to the line? Because you still looked pretty good yourself.
I was surprised. I mean, they said he was fast, but I didn't think it was that fast.
How does it feel to get so close to a stage victory in the Tour after 93? It's been a long time.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, I really feel bad. I can't tell you how disappointed I am.
But so...
I was out there 200 Ks, and every 200 of them, every one of them, I thought for sure I was going to win. And to get second is, it's devastating.
But you're going to carry this Tour right through until the end, and there's still a couple more chances.
There is, yeah. I mean, it's a day like today was, you don't come across very often to go into a break and get 15 or 17 minutes, and I mean, those days just don't happen. And I mean, I'm always looking, but it's going to be difficult.
Little did this defeated man know that the most extraordinary chapters in his life story were still to be written. But as with so much in this man's life, even those early days were filled with drama and tragedy. Perhaps the darkest day of Lance Armstrong's life prior to his diagnosis with cancer came on July the 18th, 1995, on the Col de Porte d'Aspet. At 11:31, Radio Tour reported a crash on the descent of the Pyrenean mountain, the Col de Porte d'Aspet. It involved 6 riders. One of those riders, Dante Rezze, plunged 30 feet into a ravine, yet he escaped with relative minor injuries. Fabio Casartelli was not so lucky. On arrival at Tarbes Hospital, doctors fought to save his life. At 3 o'clock, the race organisation announced the passing of the Olympic champion, who leaves a wife and a young baby. And the result was the Tour organisation immediately called, of course, for 2 minutes silence at the start. The Tour de France feels, quite rightly so, it's lost a member of its own family. So the arrival in Pau, the team have spread out. There'll be no winner of this stage today, and indeed there'll be no results either. The general classification will simply remain unchanged. This day did not exist as a competitive day in the Tour de France. The Motorola team freewheel over the line. Andrea Perrone being allowed to cross over first as the Italian on the squad and the roommate of Casartelli. The main field, they come in at around about 15 or 20 seconds. That's certainly a very respectful distance. 2 days later, Armstrong made a personal statement and dedication to the memory of Fabio Casartelli. Could well be the move, and in fact Armstrong is making a move right now. We're on the climb here of the Côte de Villeneuve, and Armstrong is going clear. Now we've just received a time check that the bunch is 5 minutes behind containing Indurain, so Armstrong knows now that the race will be decided from this front group, and he's trying to force that decision even to a finer result. There's no more hills of note now before the finish, except of course the little climb up to the line. So if Armstrong can get a gap and hold it, he's hovering around about 40 seconds, and it's looking good right now. He's not panicking, he's holding his rhythm, and he's using the road, and that's something else often difficult to do. The road's totally closed in France for the Tour, and I'm sure in the back of his mind as he makes these pedal revs as well is Fabio Casartelli. Armstrong and Motorola riding so well right now, and he's heading, I think, for his second stage win, because try as they might, they're not really getting on terms with him because they haven't organised that chase behind. So Motorola now have a genuine stage win in this year's Tour de France after the ceremony in Pau. And Lance Armstrong, the last few pedal revs up the hill, and it is only a little hill towards the line, and this will be a well-taken victory indeed. This was no present by the race. This was a well-taken win for Lance Armstrong. He worked it all out, he was in the breakaway, he waited for the right moment, he chose the most brilliant place to launch the attack. Even so, it was still a long way to go to the finish, but he went, and he had more than 15 miles to ride. Armstrong, one last check, and then he points to the sky, he puts his finger up, number one, and Lance Armstrong now is not just winning for himself or the team, he's also winning for Fabio Casartelli. The man who's been the world champion, the $1 million man who won the big triple in the United States a couple of years ago. He's won a stage in the Tour de France in the past. Now he takes stage win number 2 for him here at the finish of Limoges.